Welcome to our Sistas Corner podcast,
where we're bridging the gap between literature and healing.
In our Sistas Corner, we are on a mission to uplift women through the power of sisterhood, healing, and the magic of literature.
Yes, we aim to cultivate a community for Black women to rekindle a love for reading, self, and stepping outside your comfort zone. We want you to show up as your most authentic selves. Join us as we go on this journey towards transformation and empowerment.
Hey guys, I'm Kenyatta, and I am a bail agent here in our state. I'm also the owner and founder of Speak Essentials. Speak Essentials is a self-care and wellness brand, and we spread positive energy and knowledge through aromatherapy, self-care kits, and home goods. Our mission is to just help our community on their journey to wellness. And with that being said, I have been on this wellness and healing journey for some time now. And that's why I'm super excited to be here today. I feel like this is just an extension of everything that has already been manifesting in my life personally, and as well as our lives together. So this is really special to us.
Yeah. Speaking of, you got me started on my healing journey, low key. But okay, yeah, I'm Diamond. I am a twins mom, entrepreneur. I'm currently a freelance photographer. I have my own studio, Unbreakable Photography. Look me up. And I have my hair care brand and hair brand, Radiant by Diamond. I'm a new licensed cosmetologist, well, temporary license, but getting my cosmetology license and everything. I'm currently just merging my brands and making it all make sense to myself, and I just love all things creative. That's one reason why I also love that we're taking our book club to a podcast, because it just creates this space where everything just comes together as it should. And yeah, I think that we both have use what we do individually and merge it together on how it makes sense for our healing journey. And yeah,
we here.
Listen. So in this episode, we're going to first off start off by talking about the book club a little bit, talking about the books that we read this first quarter of 2024. We're going to go into our themes of how we chose those books, and then we're going to talk about Bliss, because that's actually our theme this month for March. So yeah.
Yes. So we can kind of start off with the previous books that we've read. So this quarter has been really amazing. We've read so many great books and learned so many great things, and we wanted to share that with you guys. We could not just keep all this great information for ourselves. We had to educate our community and help aid you guys on your healing journeys as well. So in January, we read The Deep by River Solomon. It was more a focus on enthusiasm. That was going into the new year, that was something new for us, getting into fantasy. I'm not a fantasy reader. I wasn't a fantasy reader, but now, I can dabble into it a little more. It felt good reading that book. I enjoyed it.
No limits.
Yes.
We struck down all our limits. Yeah, that was really our biggest thing for our themes this year. We definitely wanted to step outside our comfort zone. As she said, our theme from January was enthusiasm, fantasy, and we read The Deep. And we're just going to talk a little bit on each of the books that we say today, what we pulled from the book that was so healing to us. I know Kenyatta knows we always say every book that we pick is a hit, and we always get something from that particular book during that season that we didn't know we needed. Like, we find ourselves in every book that we read.
Like we always say, you start to read the book, but by the end of it, the book reads you.
Clearly. Okay? Yes. So, let's go into a little bit about, so like we said, the first book we read in January was The Deep by River Solomon. Let's not forget the S this time. Let's go into, what did you pull from that book that was so impactful for your healing journey?
Okay, so with The Deep by River Solomon, I just learned so much about the importance of self-identity.
Yes.
Keeping your self-identity while in community.
Yeah.
Because that's so important, being in community and having a role in a bigger view. It's so easy to lose yourself and to not prioritize your own needs over the community. And I just learned the importance of self-preservation and the importance of maintaining your identity in a community, and also just about how it is important to collect the memories, like keeping your memories and keeping track of your history as an individual and as a people. That is so important, because your history helps tell you who you are.
Yes.
And without that history, who are you? Like, who am I, and how will I know who I am? So just the importance of how history impacts us individually and collectively.
Yes.
What about you?
That goes hand in hand with my second point I put down. So I'm going to read that one first. One thing that I pulled from this book was, in your community, you should share the wisdom in a way that not only avoids past experiences, but we can learn from them and create new traditions together. Because it's like you said, if we keep all of the memories, we keep all of the experiences, and we share them with each other, we can get on the same page about how each of us are going to go forward together in community as individuals. Another thing that I pulled from it was generational trauma. Of course, if you read the book, you know that the trauma was given to one person. We should strive to learn from one another and share those traumas in a way that not only do we learn from them, but we also can recognize when we're going into those same patterns again. So I really liked, that was a big thing that I pulled from the book.
Okay. And I think that was just a great topic. With that book, I feel like enthusiasm was the perfect theme for that month.
Because I think after everything happened and all of the points were made, it was the enthusiasm about the future to come. And I think that sometimes when we choose a theme and we pick a book, it's like, did this book really go?
How does this relate?
Yeah, and then once we get to the end, we be like, that was how it came together. Okay.
Everything always comes back full circle now.
Listen.
Full circle.
That's my move, not a Marion. Full circle. That's it. Okay, so let's go into the second one that we read from this year, February. We read Perfect Peace by Daniel Black. And our theme for February was desire. Of course, desire is popular in February due to Valentine's Day and stuff like that.
Yes.
But what we wanted to look at it was from an opposite standpoint. A lot of our themes this year, we didn't want to go with the generic holiday season, this and this and that and that. We chose to look at desire from a negative standpoint, as far as like what type of desires you have and the negative and positive impacts of it. Yeah. So what did you get from Daniel? Ooh,
we just want to say
we could be here all night.
We just want to say that Perfect Peace by Daniel Black was such top 2. It is not 2. I want to say this is one of the best novels that I have ever read. I was going to say written.
Listen,
like
we was in the pages. We was in the pages. This
is one of the best books that we have read, on a personal level as well as in the book club.
Yes.
There were so many life lessons to be taken from this book.
Yes.
So one of the main things that I took from this book is how your actions can negatively impact someone else's. And when I say that, intention matters, but I think intention does not trump action. Because you never intend to hurt anyone, but your actions can be so self-centered that you ultimately impact everyone around you in a negative way, even though you didn't intend to do that.
Yes. That really goes with, like, I think you said this when we kind of went over our review, but I didn't forget it. The trauma you avoid will be transferred. Listen, when I tell you that book really shows how the things inside of you that you avoid, the things inside of you that you feel you're not responsible for, that happen to you, that you can't forgive, you're going to transfer those same experiences to the people around you, not just your children, but it's going to show up in every relationship.
Everyone you're connected to.
And another one that I pulled was the mother wounds. Each of our experiences affect those that we raise and also share community, which is like the same thing. But it's important for you to address, if something is bothering you, to address it in the best way to get past it and to get healing from it. Because, healing is a continuous transferable experience that we're going to have every day, because things happen every day. But it was really important. The biggest thing that I got from is like you said, like everything that you're experiencing is going to show up in all your relationships. You cannot avoid it.
Yes.
Come on now. But
something else that I really that stuck out to me was self-acceptance. You know, yes, all of these things happen to you, happen for you, and it's hard because you did not ask for these things, but it is your responsibility to take what you have been given and make the most of it, and to accept yourself exactly as you are and not be defined by how the world expects you to be or by other people's definition of you. So
you have to make within self-acceptance, you make your own definition of who you are to you, because everybody else's perception comes from them. So you have to understand who you are, and then you can really have a clear view, like, that's not me. That's something that you're feeling that you're putting on me. But I can decide if I'm going to take on this belief or not. And that was so important in this book.
yes.
Man.
So to go through self-acceptance, we first have to go through self-awareness. Okay. Okay.
Look at us, still learning.
Still learning.
Lord.
Okay, and I think that brings us to the current read, our third month. And this month we read Dele, Weds, Destiny by Tomi, Obaro. And the theme for this month was Bliss. And although at the beginning I did not see how Bliss played into the book, you know, by the end of the book I felt differently. I was able to understand like how Bliss played a part and how it came full circle and how it made sense for this book.
I think that getting to the point that I pulled, because when we talked about it today, I realized how it made me realize today, like how Bliss actually comes from the book. But when you settle, you create a life of duty rather than bliss. You are the captain of your life, and your children aren't an extension of you and your life experience. You know, I say that today. So I really think that the bliss that we got from a lot of the subjects that I'm learning, no, not subjects, a lot of the things that we've picked, I'm realizing that it's like the hard lessons. And when we read like the synopsis of the book, we're like, that kind of makes sense, you know, okay. Then we read and we're like, maybe not. But then you get to the end, it's like, after the rain, after the pain, after the lessons, you understand, how can I get to this emotion? And sometimes bliss has to come from after you make the hard decisions and you choose, because it's a choice. And you choose, like, I'm just going to be joyous and I'm going to look at the good things in life and I'm going to embark on my own path.
It's always a choice.
Yeah, it's definitely a choice now. But, so as we have went over what we've learned from each of these books that we've read this quarter, we said that we wanted to end this episode with the main bulk of what we're talking about today, which is bliss, our theme for this month. How bliss is showing up in our day-to-day life now. How we want bliss to be represented in the future.
Okay. Okay, so bliss is defined as supreme happiness or utter joy or contentment. So with that being said, I feel that I'm incorporating bliss into my life by, and we talk about this all the time, shifting my perspective and not being so frustrated with things that I have to do because the list goes on. There's always something to do, always fires to put out. Just, you know, life is constantly going. So changing my perspective to just help me throughout the day and not feel that everything is such a burden. Choosing to have a more positive mindset when it comes to things. And, you know, I told you, I guess I can say bliss with this. You know, this month I have not been eating meat. So I'm just trying to incorporate bliss in my life by gaining discipline in the small things in my life, such as choosing to have a meatless March.
You know, this month, I'm going to tell y'all this story in a second, but this month, I have been incorporating bliss into my life with the day-to-day ins and out of the responsibilities that I have as a mom, as a business owner, as a daughter, as all the hats, all the things that I have to show up and all the ways that I have to show up. Whatever I have to do, I get to do. You know, I said this the other day.
I love that.
So the little story is, my son actually has a doctor's appointment that's in another city. And this past Monday, the appointment is coming soon, but this past Monday, I thought that was the day of the doctor's appointment. And I went all the way to that city, and y'all, why don't people say his appointment not till next week? But I was like, I cannot believe that I did this, and that's crazy. But I was like, you know what? We're in a city. I got my baby. Let's do something cool. We end up going to the park, the little, waterfront or whatever. I was like, I'm gonna make this mishap on my behalf. I'm gonna still make it something positive for our experience today. So choosing joy, choosing bliss, choosing to shift the entire circumstance, even though it was a mess up on my part. But yeah, just deciding that all the mundane things in life, pulling joy from them, and I get to do this. I get to move my limbs. I get to have children. I get to be a mom. I get to be,
that's such a beautiful mindset.
Listen, it's a job now.
Because I can imagine that it's not easy to think like that when you're in the moment. I can imagine pulling up to the doctor's office and next week.
That lady said, "Ma'am,
what do you mean next week? You can do it today." No, but just I love that. I love how you are choosing, like we say, it's a choice, and you are choosing to see the good in it and shifting the perspective to always aim to have bliss when it comes to it.
Yes.
Like you said, I think after that, you guys maybe went and got some good food that you normally wouldn't have gotten. So I love that. And I hope that we continue to have this mindset on a day-to-day basis, because it's hard.
Because it's a shift now. But we have to be intentional about, creating the reality that we want to see. Because it could be something negative. It could be something out of whack, and you could get mad at the world, mad at yourself. But, that's only creating a train, what they say, a snowball effect of things just continue to go downhill. So I decided to, let's make a day out of it.
I love that.
All right. So in the future, what type of ways do you want to see bliss show up in your life?
Oh, goodness. I want to see it show up in every aspect of my life. Literally every aspect. Literally every aspect of my life, I would love to see bliss. Supreme happiness, I would like to see it, just waking up, starting off first thing in the morning. Thank you, God. Just thank you for just allowing me to open my eyes today, because there were people that didn't.
And we love the Lord over here, okay?
Yes.
And Miss Ma'am over here she say thank you, God, in those random times. I'm like, you know what?
Because God, I
need that. Iron sharpens iron. You need somebody around you to be like, you better thank God.
Because like we were saying earlier, there's just so much that happens throughout the day, and so much is going on. It's so easy for me personally. It's so easy for me to complain. I have a complaint. You can call me Karen, because I have a complaint. But I don't want to be like that. I'm gonna write a letter, and I don't want to always be like that. I don't want the first thing I think about what can be better, how can this be better, and just be grateful. Be grateful in the now, and just be grateful in the now.
Yeah, I agree. I want to see bliss show up in my life in the future. I would say because, and we both can relate on this, kind of piggybacking on your point too, but we both want to see so many big things happen in our future. We have so many goals that, we've talked about individually, for the podcast, for our businesses, for just life in general. But really just getting more content with where you are and the journey that you've already experience. Going into the future, not looking at every milestone as a place to get to have joy, but actually being intentional about having bliss about how far you come, where you are now, and enjoying the journey, enjoying the work, enjoying enjoying the opportunity to have more experiences, meet more people, meet a new man, or whatever.
Okay.
Just not looking at the journey going forward as being more work, and just being excited about the journey. I think that's something that's a way that I want to incorporate bliss and how I move forward. I think over the last few years from the pandemic, I had my twins in the pandemic. It's just everything seems like a upward hill battle. Like I got to get to this point to feel good about this, and just feel good now. Feel good now and enjoy the process, because once you get to where you're going, it may not feel good once you like, oh, I did all that to get here. You know what I'm saying? So really just find, like you said, gratitude. Gratitude is the attitude. So yeah. Oh yeah. Another thing, I want to see Bliss show up in new hobbies. We listen.
Yes.
Randomly yesterday, y'all, we were just having a random conversation. And I was like, girl, guess what I seen on TikTok? Please don't take TikTok from us, please. But I seen this lady say she want to start a new sport. And I'm like, girl, I want to learn tennis. Why this girl got some new rackets and tennis balls? I said, that is crazy, but I'm really just excited about trying new things. Like, we've been outside this year, y'all, already. My girl got me on a plane, my first flight.
Yeah, the calendar is filled.
Listen.
The calendar is filled.
But just incorporating more ways, different ways, that you don't have to be drunk, you don't have to be lit, you don't got to be out, but just incorporating more Black girl, little girl, teenage, inner child joy and bliss, and just doing new things and trying to, who playing tennis besides Serena? Come on now.
Okay.
We're finna get out there.
Yes. And that was really funny, because I don't even think I told you
we
that.
We did it. And then I was like, look, and when I was telling her, I was like, I'm gonna get her with this one. She ain't thinking about no tennis. Like, she was like, girl,
I got something for you. But I love that though. And now that's something else to add to the calendar, because now we definitely have to schedule a tennis date.
You gotta get outside.
And one more thing I want to say about Bliss. I want to incorporate Bliss. I don't know how to word this, but just like, I want to incorporate Bliss in not knowing, like finding inside, like you said, with the hobbies, but just going into something with going into everything with like a better mindset. Because sometimes I get in the habit of like, if I don't like being a beginner. I guess I want to find bliss in being a beginner. And I think that might be like an eldest daughter syndrome, like has to know it all, already know how to do it. And so if I don't know how to do it, I will stray away from something because I feel like I'm supposed to already know. So I just want to find bliss in being a beginner.
Okay.
Yes.
Suck at it. Show yourself that you're bad. Okay, that wraps up our segment for today, talking about bliss and our theme for this month. April, we will be reading Red Lip Theology by Candace Marie Benbow. We don't want to mess your name up with Benbow. Okay, yeah. We're excited to jump into it. Our theme for April is powerless religion. So feeling powerless in religion. Now hear us out. Now we know that April is about Easter, our reverence to the Lord, our Savior. But we wanted to go into the month looking at it from a different perspective. We wanted to read something that's outside. We wanted to read something that was outside of our comfort zone. So we wanted to read a book that challenged religion in a way. So yeah,
I'm excited.
Me too.
I'm excited about that.
Baby, the tea.
Yes.
All right. So this is the ending of our first episode. Each episode we want to end with the butterfly effect. What is that, Diamond? What is the butterfly effect? The butterfly effect is a session of our podcast where we want to give admiration to the people in our lives and appreciation that may not know that they're doing such a great job. You know? Explain a little bit, Kenyatta.
Okay, yes. So in the butterfly effect, there's this thing, you know, after a butterfly comes from the cocoon and it's transformed, the butterfly cannot see its own wings. So it's important, which brings us back to community. So it's important to be in community, to have people to remind you of those beautiful wings that you have, because just going and just continuously going throughout the day, throughout life, we don't stop to appreciate ourselves in that way. We feel like we don't have time to do it. So the butterfly effect is going to be a section where we are intentional about telling people about their wings. Let me remind you about the beauty that you have that you might not see today. So yes.
So with this session, you will be able to send in your butterfly effect. You can send it in for your friends, your family, even yourself. Toot your own horn. But in this first episode, we're gonna, give our butterfly effect to each other. Of course, this is my home girl. Listen, if you want to see somebody do your job better than you, it's the one. She that one. But so we're gonna just give an example of what it sounds like, what it looks like. We'll leave our information and email for you to be able to send in your letters. If you'd like us to read it, you can let us know. If not, then if not. But yeah, we're gonna get into this part of the episode, and yes. We ain't gonna be too mushy this time. We saw what happened the last time.
Yeah.
I can start off by going first.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so Kenyatta, you are an amazing person. Okay, I love the fact that you pour so much into those in your community. You pour so much into everybody around you. But I'm gonna challenge you on this butterfly effect. I want you to pour into you. I want you to be loud and proud every day about you, that girl. You are so girl. You not. I ain't even saying that yet. You are powerful. You are wonderful. You do so many amazing things. You are healing embodied in one person. Okay? You are.
I like that.
You make sure everybody is good. You want to make sure everybody on their tens. Everybody's not like that. Some people will watch you fumble. You feel me? So I challenge you to giving all of that loving energy for the rest of 2024 to yourself. Okay? Because you're amazing. You are very organized. You are very organized. You are the epitome of the firstborn child coming from the baby girl. Okay. But yeah, I'm proud of you, and I just love who you are, and I want you to see yourself as the amazing person that you are and give it to yourself.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Let me get myself together.
Please.
Cut the camera. Okay, so for my butterfly effect, this is for you. Homegirl, I love you. I love this friendship that we have built. And I just think you are a wonderful person. You're an amazing woman. I love the woman that you currently are. I don't know who you used to be. But
we're gonna talk about that.
I love the woman that you are. She is amazing. She is a superwoman. I love the woman that you are aiming to be. I think you're an amazing mom, a great friend, a loving daughter, a wonderful sister. You are... I feel like we work so well together because I feel that emotions first isn't natural to me, but I feel like you are very emotional. And
I'm cry,
no, and I say that in a good way because I think there's power in being connected with your emotions like that, because nobody can use it against you.
True.
And nobody can tell you how you feel when you feel the things. But I love how in tune you are with your emotions, and you encourage and inspire me to do the same, because where I would just overlook something, you standing 10 toes down on it, and you are. I think you're just a wonderful. I think you're just a wonderful person. You help hold me accountable. I think you are so honest. You are just a valuable person. Like, you have such a good spirit, and see what I mean? See what I mean? I just think the twins are so blessed to have you as a mom. We're not cutting it because we didn't cut it for me. But I think the twins are just so blessed to have you as a mom. Like, God has you here in this season and here in my life for a reason. And I appreciate you and I love you. And I'm excited where we're going individually and together.
It's been a wild ride. Y'all, this lady was my neighbor for a whole year. And all we did was, and we was co-workers too, but that's crazy. But yes, thank you, girl. I appreciate it. Oh, I receive it. You know, and that's the point of this session, y'all. We want us as women, because sometimes it's hard as women to accept. It's hard for me sometimes too, because I be thinking, am I doing a good job? But as women, to be able to accept when somebody tells you, I see you, I feel you, everything that you're doing, it is not in vain. It's important. And
yes,
as women, we need to internalize that, not in a sense of boasting, and not in a sense of don't humble yourself to the point where you don't even give yourself credit. That's definitely something that I've said that I'm not doing in 2024. You're gonna see and feel it, okay? But definitely being in love with who you are and being open to for other people to tell you you're amazing. You're amazing. You forgot, but I had to remind you. Dust your shoulder off.
Yes. And that's why I love this section.
Segment. I've been saying session, ain't it?
And I said
good. It's all good.
And that's why I love this session. And I think the butterfly. And I just said it again.
It's all good. What was Summer Walker song session
32?
Was it session 32? I don't know. That might be the song for this part. You might need to put it on. Get in tune. Shout out to Summer Walker.
But that's why I think this segment is so important, because, like you said, it's important for us to remind each other and ourselves of just the beauty we possess and the value that we bring to the world. Yeah. And we would love for you guys to do that as well, because, like we said, we don't know that we know it, but we can forget sometimes. So if there is someone that you want to just shout out and to remind them of the beautiful, vibrant wings that they have, send us an email and let us know. We would be more than happy to share this, because, like we said, we need small reminders. It's important. We need small reminders.
Yes, and send the podcast to them, girl. when you send the letter in, send it to them. Say, I got you a gift. Yes. But yeah, so now we've reached the end of this episode. We've enjoyed it. Yes. We've been vulnerable, and thank you so much for coming into our Sisters Corner, where literature bridges with healing. We thank y'all, and bye.